Shalom, family. Shalom. I hope you all are doing well. I had to come on tonight because I wanted to respond to the donkey of the day and his comment. So you won. Jag 15672. You are the donkey of the day. So you were responding to a Bible verse from my video today, Genesis chapter 12 and verse 3. We were discussing how the Israelites are, in fact, the entire story of the Bible. Well, about 90% of the Bible is about us, the so-called Negroes, going in and out of captivity. So in the study today, in the video, we were talking about how Genesis 12 and 3 says, well, the Most High said to Abraham, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. And then the donkey of the day said, those that blessed Abraham, not Israel. And he said it almost like he was upset, because you can see the exclamation marks. And then he went on to say, why you guys always adding to the word? You see, let me help you to understand something, donkey of the day. We who take the time to read our Bibles and, go by that formula, that special formula that you have to use. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. We know the people who are unlearned. We can tell, we can identify you. When you start speaking that Christianity jibber jabber, when you start talking about replacement theology, when you start talking about the Israelites not being black, all of these things cue us in to you not knowing what you're talking about. Now, to this donkey of the day, I'm going to give you the formula that the Hebrew Israelites go by. We go by Isaiah 28, 9, and 10. This is how we understand the information in the scriptures, that coupled with the Holy Spirit. But you must be a Hebrew Israelite to understand the Bible, because the Bible was given to Yaakov. It was given to Israel. Yahuwah said he did not deal with any other nation. So Isaiah chapter 28 verses 10 says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. If you're not doing this, you're definitely not going to understand. Now, only a really goofy person would go by one Bible verse and try to make their claim. You didn't send me any supporting scriptures, so all I have to go by is your word. That's not how the Israelites operate. If you want me to believe something you're saying, I have to see it in the scriptures. But given the fact that I've been doing this for some years now, I can pretty much identify the trouble in your heart. It's not the fact that you want me to provide more information at all to support my claim. You just have a problem with the information that I'm putting out, in which is not coming from me. This is the scriptures. My name's not signed behind not one Bible verse. So you don't have a problem with me. You have a problem with Yahuwah, and that's the wrong one to have a problem with. Let's go ahead and use the Hebrew Israelites formula in order to prove that you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to use precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a very visual person, so I did create a slide that included Abraham's lineage so that we can take a look at this, because when you look at Abraham's offspring and you read all these other verses, precepts, line upon line, the stories in chronological order, when you read all this and then you look at Abraham's lineage here on the chart, you'll know exactly who the Most High is talking about. Because through Abraham, there will be a seed that come forth that would bless all the families of the earth. And that is Israel. The Most High is definitely not talking about Ishmael. He's not talking about Esau, and he's not talking about the other 6 sons that Abraham had with Keturah. He is talking about Jacob being a blessing to all the families on the earth. And because we've read all these other Bible verses, we know that in Genesis 12:3, the Most High is not just talking about people who bless Abraham will be blessed, and those who curse Abraham will be cursed. We know that he's talking about a coming seed line that would come through Abraham and bless all the families of the earth. How do we know for sure that the Most High was talking about Yaakov or Israel blessing all the families of the earth? Let's look at Genesis chapter 28 and verse 13 through 14. It reads, "And behold, Yahuwah stood above it and said, I am Yahuwah, Elohim of Abraham, thy father." He was talking directly to Jacob. He said, "And thy Elohim of Isaac, the land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed." And we know that when Yahuwah is talking about a seed, it's not spiritual, but it's by DNA. It's the bloodline. And it goes on to say, "And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee, and in thy seed, shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Do you guys see that? It says, "And in thee, and in thy seed, shall all the families of the earth be blessed." If there's a seed line that's going to be a blessing to all the families of the earth, then there has to be families on the earth outside of the seed, right? That just makes sense to me. If everyone is going to be blessed through everyone's seed, that doesn't make any sense. The Most High said that he would make Ishmael a great nation, but he didn't say that his seed would be a blessing to everyone on the earth, or all the families on the earth. And when you look at this chart of Abraham's lineage, you can actually see that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are the reason for the Israelites, right? The promised seed line in which brought Yahusha forth down the line. Okay, so now let's look at Genesis 17:7, where it says, "And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee in their generations for an everlasting covenant, to be a Elohim unto thee and to thy seed after thee." So this is because the covenant is not just for Abraham, but for his seed after him. This includes Isaac, then Jacob, who's now Israel, and their descendants, the Israelites. Please reference my chart. And it is important that I add that Yahusha, our salvation, came through the 12 tribes of Israel, specifically the tribe of Yehudah. So we can't just stop at Genesis 12:3, where the Most High is telling Abraham that he would bless those who bless him and curse those who curse him. So this everlasting covenant that the Most High made with Abraham extends out to Isaac and Israel. This is the covenant that Yahuwah made with Abraham in Genesis 17:7. It extends through generations, shaping the destiny of Israel and their role as a blessing to all nations. And then verse 8 says, "And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan," which is Israel now, "for an everlasting possession, and I will be their Elohim." So as you can see, to get a good understanding, you need supporting verses. We know now that the Most High didn't just make a covenant with Abraham, but he was also telling him that he would establish his covenant between him and his seed after him. And he said, for generations, an everlasting covenant. So Yah was promising that from Abraham would come a great nation. Now we know that to be Israel. He said his descendants will inherit the land of Canaan. We know that's Israel. Yahuwah said that he would be their Elohim forever. That's Israel. And that all nations will be blessed through his seed. That's Israel. In Genesis, chapter 26 and verse 4, Yahuwah tells Isaac, "And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed." Who else do we remember Yahuwah promising this to? This is the part of the covenant where Elohim made with Isaac, reaffirming the promise he gave to Isaac's father Abraham. Elohim is assuring Isaac that his descendants will inherit the land and that through them all nations will be blessed. Okay, so we're going to go on to a continuation of the blessing to Isaac. And it says in Genesis 28 and 14, it says, "And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south, and in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Okay, so now let's read Genesis chapter 28, verses 13 and 14 again, because it will definitely make more sense where the Most High is talking to Jacob now. So it went from Abraham to Isaac and now Jacob. And it says, "And behold, Yahuwah stood above it and said, I am Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham, thy father, and the Elohim of Isaac. The land whereon thou liest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south. And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." One more time, Yahuwah speaking to Jacob. "And in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed." Well, donkey of the day, I hope you understand now. I hope I shared enough Bible verses with you in order for you to get it. I mean, honestly, you guys, sometimes you come on here and you speak out of emotions. That's not what we're here to do. Yahuwah is not a respecter of emotional people. If he was so worried about you being emotional, he would have asked you if he could have chose the Negroes to be his chosen people. He would have asked you if you wanted to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. He's not asking us anything. You read it, it's here, and you obey it. That's what it's all about. And this is how we show our love for the Most High. Yehukanan 14 and 15 says, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Obedience is how we show the Most High that we love him. That's it. And then in return, we inherit the kingdom. I did this video on the fly, guys, because, this kindles a fire in my soul when people come on and then they have all these weird comments. I assure you, when I come on with these videos, it's because I've studied. When I come on with these videos, I've looked up some things. Sometimes it might take me a whole week, but I've studied. I'm not coming on here talking out the side of my neck or out of emotion. And because I fear and love the Most High, I'm not going to come on here to his people and deliberately mislead them. Now, I'm not perfect and I'm not above being corrected. You all come on here sometimes and teach me things that I've never heard of. I've never seen in the scripture. And I appreciate that. That's what makes us the body of the HaMashiach. A lot of these negative comments are not important enough for me to make an entire video about, and I just end up deleting them. But comments like this, I take advantage of the fact that I could use it as a learning tool. So that's what I did today. Well, this concludes my video, family. I hope you all have a wonderful Shabbat. May the Most High bless you all. And remember Matthew chapter 24 and 13, "He that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved." Please feel free to leave me a comment down in the comment section if you have something to add to this video. I'd love that. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Shabbat Shalom.